everyone, and welcome back. Before we start today, I guess all of you have been watching on media about what's been happening with COVID-19. And due to that fact, we really unfortunately cannot meet anymore on the town green as a church. But that's okay, because we intend to stay connected with you guys through these videos. And also, if you need some prayer or just a conversation with someone, if you're feeling a little bit uneasy or a little bit nervous, then, you can contact us on the number below, and that will get you through to one of our pastors here, and we can get praying for you guys and talking to you and just encouraging you, because it is a little bit strange at the moment. And it has been really crazy in the world, and there's like a little bit of unknown in the future. And I guess that's been shown this week, even with us having to change where our church meets. And, I was just thinking about, it can be really scary and overwhelming, and things are changing at a really rapid pace, and maybe you might be feeling just extremely overwhelmed or even displaced. And I know what that feels like. This week, I've actually been displaced from my natural home where I live and from my church home. And about a week and a half ago, I came home from church. My husband Mark and a couple of my kids, and we were just innocently coming home, and I had a phone call from a neighbour who said, "I don't want to alarm you, but your home is on fire." So we turned up after church on Sunday evening, and the whole of our street was full of emergency services, vehicles, paramedics, police, you name it, and they were fighting a fire in our home. And it was very overwhelming, and within a few moments, I was very displaced. And because of the smoke damage, I can't live in my home at the moment. And within that instant, I went from leaving port, leaving church, to being displaced. And 36 hours later, after that event, I found out that because of this COVID-19, because of this virus that's sweeping our planet at the moment, that my spiritual home had to close. And in an instant, I'd lost both my natural home and my spiritual home. And I was very displaced and very homeless. But God, in his gentle prompting, reminded me of a Bible verse, and I found it here in 1 Peter 2 verse 11. And I'm going to read out of the Message Bible because I really love that version. And it's in 1 Peter 2:11, and it says this: "Friends, this world is not your home, so don't make yourselves cozy in it." And you know what? The moment I read that, I just got this incredible peace. And I'm not displaced. God has my life and my future already determined. I'm not displaced. My church is still beautiful and whole. Our building may not exist at the moment. Our ability to meet as a congregation and meet together on a week-to-week basis might be changing a little bit, but my church is still beautiful and whole. Bricks and mortar don't make strong foundations. Peace and faith do. I think that I've been probably a little bit too cozy here, just like that scripture verse says, don't get cozy. I think I've become a little bit cozy, and I think we all probably have. And it's taken a little bit of an episode like this for us to go, you know what? This is a shake-up, but what's my faith and what's my foundation? And being displaced is part of who we are. It's who God created us to be, so that we always need to lean into God. Fear is not the right reaction for our lives. Through this unsettling time, we need to allow God to settle our heart. Because if we listen to the bombardment of media, if we listen to everything that's on social media, or, your latest Instagram things, or if we allow all that to sit in our spirit, if we allow all that to bombard our thoughts and bombard all of our comings and goings and decision making, you know what? We settle on fear. And you shouldn't need to fear. You should have faith and speak peace. Be calm be a calm in people's storm. And I've decided like this week, and I'm sitting here now on a veranda that's not mine, and I'm not complaining because I've got a gorgeous view of the ocean and our Hastings River here in Port Macquarie. But I've decided this week, with all of the stuff that's happened with how I felt displaced and how crazy my reality is at the moment, that I'm going to look for peace, and I'm going to look for God's great and amazing provision through all of this. I've decided that I'm going to be the calm in people's storm, that I'm going to be the light in people's darkness, because there are a lot of people that don't have faith and don't have hope and find this so overwhelming. So my emotional response cannot be fear or panic, because all of a sudden my heart or my life might feel a little displaced. My response should be, and your response should be, peace and faith. We're not displaced because we no longer meet in a building. We're not displaced because, we've got a ridiculous saga happening with the groceries in our supermarkets and all of the things that have just brought really most of us unhinged. But that doesn't mean we're displaced. As a church and as people who believe and follow God, we need to take moments to reach out and check on each other, speak life to each other in this season where everyone else is speaking death, doom, and panic. Be that light, be that difference, be that peace in someone's heart. This time in history is the opportunity to stand on faith and to live in peace. I love you guys all so much. I miss our, weekly get-togethers, but that's okay. And I'm really proud to be your pastor. And I know that over the years we've sown the godly principles into all of our lives to think of others and to be a generous church and to be a church that reaches out and checks on people and makes sure everybody's okay. And remember, let your conversations always be built in faith and always be built with peace. And I'm going to tell you now, you've got this, legends. You really do. And just keep staying tuned in. Just keep being connected. And we will get through this stronger and more faith-filled than ever. Love you heaps. Talk to you soon.